I went to write again and I failed again. The people that I started with in 2019, almost all of them had, chatted. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my life as Cheryl. If you're new to the channel, you know how we do. Hit the subscribe button. If you are old to the channel, hey, what's up, OG? What's up? How are you guys doing today? Anyway, so I just came back from the salon, so I'm feeling myself. Yeah, I got some wine to braids. Yes, because your girl is graduating. You guys know that apart from working and doing content creation, I'm an HR manager, and so I want to improve on myself. So for the past 3 years, I've been doing an associate degree course at the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Practitioners, and I started in 2019, and these people have been failing my ass again. So I'm going to write it again in January, and this time around I'm going to pass so that I can get my associate degree. Please, Jesus. Okay guys, so yes, finally your girl is graduating, and I know someone's saying like, why are you doing a video? Wait till you hear the story. Just wait till you hear the story. It's been a long journey, a long and hard journey. If any of my colleagues watch this video, they will testify that it's been a long journey for us to get to this point. And we are not even, we are halfway through the journey. So I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. Let me tell you how this thing started. So August 2019, that was 2 years after I finished university. I finished first degree in 2017, and in my head I was like, okay, so after school I'm going to work, and then I'm going to make money and maybe do masters. Masters was not my go-to, but the person that I was dating then was set on doing masters, so it was also in my head that, okay, I knew I wanted to do more for myself, but I thought I was going to work. So when I got into national service, that's when I got to realize that I really had to continue my education in order to move up in my career. And so university was a tough one on my parents, so I didn't want to burden them and be like they should pay for my masters, because it wasn't going to be that easy for them. And I felt like, okay, now that I finished school, I can do something for myself. And even when I was in school, I was selling, I was doing makeup, I was doing all sorts of things, to fend for myself. And even after school, I became very serious with it. In school, I was just learning and doing relationship. But after school, I decided to really work on getting income. When I started national service at Voltic, right, I realized that I was put in the HR department, and so I was asking myself, what do I really want? Do I really want to do HR, or I want to do something else? And that being the case, I studied, for those who don't know, I studied psychology and geography. I did a combined major, and I got a second class upper degree. Period. Your girl is smart, okay? I got a second class upper in a combined major in that. And in Ghana, I kept looking for what I could do with the psychology and the geography. Okay, I didn't want to be a TA. I didn't want to do anything regarding geography, obviously. No, I didn't want to. It's not like I hated it, but it's not something I was interested in. So I was focused on the psychology side. So back to when I was doing my national service at Baltic, that was still in 2017, or let me say early 2018. They had a training session, and the man who came was from South Africa, and when he introduced himself, he mentioned that he had a master's degree in industrial psychology. I don't know why, but it was so fascinating to me. Like, I was like, okay, I have to do this course. I have to do industrial psychology for masters, and I went to him. I was asking, okay, so what does industrial psychology mean? That kind of thing. I was like, oh, a study of the workplace and human behavior. I was like, okay, I study psychology, which is the study of human behavior, right? So this is just like to study the workplace and people behavior in the workplace, which is fun. And that's HR. So I'm like, okay, then I like HR. So that's how come I pinpointed that, okay, HR is something that I want to do, because it's fascinating to me to see how people, behave at the workplace, the dynamics that goes on at the workplace. And after school, everybody wants you to go to work, everybody wants you to work. So what is in the workplace that is so interesting? So that is how come I chose the HR career. All right. So like I was saying earlier, it was going to be tough if I were to rely on my parents to pay for my master's degree. And so I said, okay, I was going to work, I was going to save money, and I was going to go to school. So that's how 2019 came around, and I was figuring out HR schools in Ghana. Maybe there's a school for HR to charter, right? And that's how I found. At the time, it was called IHRMP. That's Institute of Human Resource Management Practitioners. But yes, that is it. So I found the school and I applied. And when I applied, it has 4 levels. So the first 3 levels is when you become an associate, and then the 4th level is when you charter. All right. So I applied and I got the admission. My dad was so proud. I remember walking with him on a road in our area where my parents live, and I told him that I got the admission, and he was so happy. Honestly, I didn't know how I was going to pay for the fees, but I knew I wanted to make this work. So my 559, I saved up, I did makeup, I sold clothes and everything to pay for fees and everything. Awesome, so awesome. I made sure my parents didn't pay a dime. I really made sure they didn't pay a dime. So I entered level 1, and because I had done psychology, I had done some courses such as learning, organizational behavior. So I was excluded. So level 1, I wrote 3 courses. And I passed everything. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I still got it. It's been 2 years after school, but I still got it. Then we moved on to level 2. Level 2 came around. I was doing, I think, 5 courses, but I had 1 exemption because I had already studied that in uni. So I wrote 4 papers in level 2, and I passed all of them in a heartbeat. So I was like, I still got it. Like, I'm going to pass. So this was 2020. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to pass this exams, and 2021 I'm going to be a graduate. That was my mind, but God had other plans. So in 2020, when I wrote that paper and I passed, at that time my relationship had ended fresh, and I was in pain and everything. A lot of things were happening around me, and I passed those papers. So I was so proud of myself. Level 3 came around. I wrote 5 papers. I didn't have any exemptions in level 3. So I wrote 5 papers. I passed 3 and I failed 2. I said, okay, it's fine. It's just 2020. I'm going to make it. It's pandemic. The lecturers are in COVID. They are upset. I gave all the reasons. 2021 July came. I wrote in July. I didn't write in January. I wrote in July because I wanted to write it before my wedding, so that I don't have to worry about after, because we write in January and July. So I was like, okay, my wedding is going to be in October. I don't want to write exams in January when I'm supposed to be chilling with my husband. So let me write it before my wedding. So I decided to write it in 2021 July. I failed. So I remember crying, and the results came after my wedding. The results came in November, and I married in October. I wept. I have videos of me crying. I wept. And I called my dad, and my dad said, it's fine. You don't need to beat yourself up. You're going to be okay. You've come this far. I said, okay, well, this is the 2nd time I'm failing. This is the 3rd time I'm done. January 2022, I went to write again, and I failed again. July 2022 came. At that time, I had moved to a new job. The pressure was a lot, and I wrote the 2 again. I've passed 1 and I failed 1. And at this time, I was just, because the people that I started with in 2019, almost all of them had, charted, like they were done. So I felt like a failure. I felt like I wasn't as smart and bright as I thought I was, and probably HR is not for me. I gave myself so many excuses, and I looked down on myself, and I could cry. Like, I could literally look at the fail in the test results and I'll be crying. because every time you write a paper you have to pay. You know, all the people that I was close to, they left. You know, I just stopped going for class. I was doing self-tuition and everything. It was so painful waiting to pass. So now I had just one paper to write, and in July 2022 that the results came as fail. January 2023, I wrote that one paper and I still failed. July 2023, I told God, if you make me write this thing for the 5th time, I swear my father can do. I'm never trusting you again. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of school. I'm tired of everything. Let me just work, spend my money, save it. If I don't need school. I don't need a career. I was so pissed. And at that time, everything was just breaking down in my life at that point. And so this one was the height of it. So July 2023 came around, and I gave myself a little pat on the back, and I said I was going to do this one more time. In fact, one last time. And ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, they said man proposes, God disposes, or whatever. I don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, your girl has graduated. Siri, how do we say graduate in Spanish? Graduado. Your girl, graduado. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Anyway, this is my dress for graduation is already ready. And I just want to do my hair. You know, my lashes are all fixed. I just couldn't fix my nails, but fuck it. Your girl, graduado. I am a graduado. Put some respect on my name, okay? So now I'm going to put my new name on the screen at this point. My name is Cheryl Bedu-Baden AC. You know, put the title because it was hard and put the title. Thank you very much. So you should go check my Instagram, you know, and you see all the pictures that I took on my graduation day. But yeah, I just want to say a very big thank you to my daddy. When I mention my daddy, then I'm teary, because this man literally will send me a prayer, will call me to pray for me on the morning of my exams. I'll post his prayers here. This man has been the glue that binds our family. Because of this man, we don't give up, and he has made me see that if you always show up for your family, they show up for you, and if people show up for you, you become great. And so I'm thankful to my dad. I'm thankful to Dorothy and Holali, Dorcas. These two girls, Dorcas have suffered. Me and Dorcas, Dorcas wrote 5 times, I wrote 4 times before we got this graduado. So thank you to Dorcas, who said, let's not give up, we can do it. Thank you to Dorothy, who came to my house every Sunday for us to study. And can you imagine, I studied with Dorothy, and Dorothy passed all her papers in January, and I still failed in that January. So that was even more heartbreaking, because now I didn't have a study partner. So in July, I studied with Dorcas, and we prayed, and we said, God, this is our last, and this has been our last. So I'm so thankful to all these people. My mom, who has always believed that I could do it, and myself. Thank you to myself for paying my fees on time. Thank you to myself for working hard. Thank you to myself for being a graduado. I'm so excited, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, finally, your girl has another degree to her name. So thank you guys very much. See you on Instagram with the pictures. Yeah, that is my graduado story, and I'm so excited. Whew. This is amazing. I wanted to try my dress on for you guys, but just go look at it on Instagram. But yeah, your girl is a graduate.